Hey guys, Sam LG here with my second attempt at a review for my Mazdaspeed 3. Before I go any further, I want to let you guys know that I don't really rehearse for any of these videos that I've put out so far. So if you hear a lot of ums and a lot of just empty space, which I try to cut out anyway in editing, that's the reason why. With that said, let's jump into my second attempt at a review for this car. So the car is basically stock. The only other option that was added to the car was the tech package when the car was, made or ordered or purchased or whatever. And in that tech package, the car comes with navigation, blind spot monitor, adaptive headlights, which make the swivel when you turn the wheel, and also the rain sensing windshield wipers. I know there's a couple of other stuff, but those are the major ones that come with the car. And that concludes all of the options and everything that's been done to the car. I haven't made any modifications or anything like that, but I am definitely hoping to in the future. At this point, I'm waiting for the car to warm up enough to the point where I can start driving it, and it looks like it's just about there, so let's get going. So the car has a lot of torque, so it basically takes off insanely well. Once you step on the gas, the car just pretty much booms and goes. It's like crazy how fast this car is. I'm sure there's other cars out there that are way faster than this, but me coming from a BMW 330 Ci, which had less horsepower than this car, definitely way less torque, it definitely stands out a lot more. And I haven't really driven any other cars to have a comparison, but just with the cars I've driven, this car is definitely fast. Has a lot of pickup and go, has a lot of power. The car is fantastic. As you guys know, Speed 3s are stick shift. So you got the clutch pedal and everything down there, which is really cool because they've got the aluminum coating on it. Makes them really shiny. Not in my case because I haven't washed the car, but they still look fantastic. You got the steering wheel controls, so you got your Bluetooth and everything up here, audio controls, everything that you would pretty much need. Everything is power, so the power door locks, power windows. The driver's side is automatic, and then all the other ones are just, you have to hold the button until the window goes all the way up. The car's got a turbo on it, so it's a 2.3 liter DCI engine with the turbo. Maximum PSI for the turbo is 15. I've never actually used all 15. I think it limits me to like a certain amount to limit torque steer, which if I remember correctly, it should be in gears 1, 2, and 3, and then gears 4, 5, and 6 don't have the limiter because torque is really in the lower gears anyway. Aside from that, the car runs fantastic. The handling is incredible. I don't think the previous owner upgraded the suspension at all, so it should still be the standard spring with the strut and everything. I do want to do coilovers later on this car, so there might, once I have the money to buy one, I'll do an install video on that. So if you guys don't know, my previous two cars, I mentioned this in my first review, were a BMW 750iL, 1989 BMW, and a 2005 BMW 330 Ci. So I'm definitely used to the handling on a BMW more so than any other car, just because those are the two cars I've owned since I've been driving, and they're both definitely incredible cars to drive. Driving this car, it feels very different to those cars. I'm not saying that this car handles better than those cars, but it definitely does feel different, and I really like that. I think I might have just gotten too used to how BMWs handle and how they drive, and I'm just kind of stuck on there, but I definitely enjoy driving this car a lot. I'm not going to say more than the BMWs, but I guess you could say I enjoy driving this car. The handling as well are really great, but in totally different ways. And I think that's just great for Mazda to do for their cars. Because, I mean, the Mazdaspeed 3 is basically a sports car, a front-wheel drive sports car, but still a sports car nonetheless. And it's really great to have the sporty kind of handling and the sporty feel to the car. And I think Mazda did a really good job of incorporating all of that into the car itself. The seats are definitely nice. I've never had seats like this before. It's leather on the outsides, and then where your body actually touches the seat, it's cloth or like a mesh kind of material. And I just think it's so nice. Definitely beats having the leather like cracking and doing whatever on you like in my last two cars. So it's nice to not maintain the leather as much, I guess you could say. So aside from handling, aside from the engine, it also looks fantastic. If you guys don't know, the Mazdaspeed 3 is a hatch, kind of like the Ford Focus RS, the Subaru WRX STI. Oh yeah, and the Toyota Matrix, which I don't think they make the hatchback for the Matrix anymore. But you guys get the idea. It's really cool. It's got the wing on the trunk, so it just looks fantastic. One thing I do want to mention is the fact that this car is a front-wheel drive car, whereas the Subaru WRX is all-wheel drive. So if you guys are looking for more of a comparison, comparing, you know, like apples to apples, you can compare the Ford Focus RS to this car, because the Ford Focus RS is a front-wheel drive. It is about the same size, although if you look at some of the videos online, I think the Ford Focus RS hatchback has less torque steer, or I guess it's more under control in that car than this car. But other than that, they're pretty much the same. There's not a whole lot of differences between these cars, and they're just really nice to have in general. I've never owned a hatch. I never really wanted a hatch, never really considered it when I was looking for new cars, but after my convertible just kind of faded in my eyes, I guess you could say, because I used to be a huge convertible car fan, and then after driving it, especially here in Portland where it rains a lot, I noticed that the convertible top wasn't holding up all too well, and it's not really a car meant to be in the rain all that much. I just kind of lost the interest in having a convertible car. So with that, I kind of started looking and came across the hatchbacks, and this is definitely a cheaper alternative to the WRX, which was about $10,000 more when I was looking for cars. That's also something to keep in mind when looking for a hatchback. This car, because it's front-wheel drive, and probably because of the name itself, being a Mazda versus a Subaru, there's that huge price difference between the two cars. They pretty much do the same thing, except, you know, the WRX is an all-wheel drive and this one's front, which isn't really that different. Yeah, all-wheel drive is safer, but so is front-wheel. It's not totally bad. If it was a rear-wheel drive car, handling in like snow and icy, or well, not icy conditions, but handling in snow, wouldn't be that great in a rear-wheel drive car. So it's really nice to have the added safety of this being a front-wheel drive and being a stick shift. So with this car, you can do engine braking and stuff, and it's a lot safer to do that in the snow versus using your brakes. So that's definitely something to also look forward to. The car overall, like I said, it drives nice, has a lot of power, handling is incredible. The features in this car are great. The only thing missing would be a backup camera, but I could live without it for now until I get my next car. But I'm definitely gonna be keeping this car. I There's not a lot of cars out there that I've actually enjoyed driving. I've driven an Acura TL, I've driven Nissan Sentras, Toyota Camrys, a lot of Toyotas actually, Corolla, Tacoma, Tundra, the BMWs. So out of all those cars that I've driven, this car definitely feels a lot more fun to drive, which is why I'm definitely going to be keeping this car for a pretty long time. Which just goes to show how amazing this car is. So with that said, I'm going to end the video here. Please look for my next videos coming up. Please comment and like this video if you want to see more reviews like this. I'm definitely liking this review more than the last one I did on the same car. So you guys can expect a review on our Toyota Tacoma coming up here real soon. Also a few other videos. I'm still debating on whether or not I should do the Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday schedule for posting videos, just because I haven't done anything interesting lately, so I'm kind of debating whether or not I should keep the Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday schedule going. I kind of like the idea of putting videos up whenever I can, given the scheduling and school is about to start and all that, but if you guys have any suggestions for what I could do or what you want to see me do, please leave a comment in the comment section and, you know, let me know what you want to see. And I read all the comments, so I'll try to make it happen. Anyway, have fun, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.